Mankind was here way before religion was. Mankind didn't even know what religion was. Religion was invented. Man was here long before any religion was ever born, for sure. So when you ask yourself what came first, religion or mankind, obviously the answer is mankind came first. So you have to be a human being before you can be religious. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? We're human. We have human instincts. You have to be a human being before you can be religious. So let's not mix up which one was here first and which one was more important first, because being a human being is way more important than any type of religion. Understand that. Being spiritual and having spirituality. You know, this is what's crazy. There's nothing cooler than seeing a grandkid talk to their grandmother or their grandfather, because the older people are the ones that are heading back to the astral planes, and the young ones, they just came from there. You see what I'm trying to tell you? For those that know. For those that don't, I'm going to educate you in another video. I don't have time to do it today. But the older people that are getting ready to leave the planet are getting ready to head back to the astral planes. And like the grandchildren that are youngest ones, they just came from there. So when you see those two interact and talk, just sit back and listen. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff. And you got to understand that once you understand what the astral plane is, you will then understand life in a whole another viewpoint. And you'll get there. You just got to want to get there. And people always want answers, right? They always want fucking answers. I need answers about this life. I need answers about this world. I need answers about... If you search for them, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you'll find them. They're there. They're all around us. They always have been. And it all starts with going back to ancient Egypt. You got to get back to there to understand mankind's roots. And some of you people, man, like, I don't think your brains... This is why everybody's got to wake up, because I don't think their brains can handle when you start talking quantum. When you start talking quantum physics or quantum mechanics, people's brains freeze up because they have trouble picking out and choosing what outfit they're gonna wear. So when somebody has trouble picking out what outfit they're gonna wear, how the fuck can you sit down with these motherfuckers and talk to them about quantum physics or quantum mechanics or spirituality or energy or life? So we have to, I don't believe that, the system is trying to, teaspoon the world, right? To get them all on the same page. They just got to bust through the doors and blow everything that they know out of the water so that we can get this boat moving forward. So, because when we were Homo sapien sapiens, right, we were supposed to be, when we became Homo sapien sapiens, we were shortly ahead of that. We were supposed to move to a super sapien. And for those that don't know what a super sapien is, you're gonna have to do your research. Like I said, I'll break that down in a different video too. But we're supposed to go from Homo sapien to super sapien. And for those that know what super sapien is and are trying to strive to be that, I'm with you. I'm with you on that, 100%. Like, we got to. You don't have time to wait for the next person. You have to advance yourself and then start finding others that are advanced with you so you guys can advance and ascend. You see what I'm saying? And we got to start being more caring for the elderly people. We got to start being more caring for these young people and for the elderly people. We have to start making positive things for the younger kids and the younger people to do, and we have to start caring more for our elderly. Our elderly, everyone that came before us was under a lie about the world's secrets. And then now they're struggling to find. There's nothing sadder when you see somebody that's alone, afraid, or don't care, right? There's nothing more terrible than that. Every time I see somebody that's alone or afraid, I just want to grab them, give them a hug, and tell them, somebody cares about you. Things are going to be okay. And I understand that, like, you have to love people from a distance because you can't be around them like that. That's normal too. But the ones that you can be around, the ones that you can love, man, we have to do so much more of it, man. We just got to do so much more of it. And it all feeds into relationships, right? It all feeds into what kind of relationships you have with people. Jealousy is a crazy, crazy word that we have to really take into consideration and really take a look at what that word really is and what it really means. Because some people say, that's the way they're wired. They can't help it. They're just jealous people. Well, I got to tell you, a man and a woman their wiring are completely different. That's why a man will never be able to fully understand a woman, and even a gay man. A man will never be able to fully understand a woman, and a woman will never be able to fully understand a man. Ever. Ever. There are two sets of wiring that goes in a man, and there's different sets of wiring that goes into a woman. They can try, and we can try, and they can try, and we can try, but we'll never fully understand. But you can have the spiritual and chemistry connection, which will do just fine. But it's like when you ever hear women go, I'll never understand that man, or man, I'll guys going crazy, I'll never understand that woman. It's because we are wired different. Men are wired different. If you love that person for who they are and not for who you want them to be, you're gonna be fine. The minute you try to understand that person and change them, you're gonna run into problems every time and twice on Sunday. And jealousy comes with all that. Jealousy of relationships, jealousy of friends, jealousy of family members. Jealousy is the worst thing a person could be. Worst thing. Forget if a person's black or a person's white or a person's Chinese. Forget if a person is bisexual or trisexual or gay or not gay. Forget about all that. You should only be concerned if a person is jealous, because jealousy is the real thing that can bring out the most nastiest negative energy in a human being ever. People have to do away with jealousy, and one of the ways to do away with all jealousy and make yourself a better person, a better man, a better woman is by and this is, I'm just trying to figure out the wording for it. To do away with it is by taking care of your trauma. Trauma is a real thing. Some people have trauma. A lot of people have trauma and don't even know they have trauma. Think about that. Trauma is a real thing. You have to do your thing and understand what your trauma is. You got to sit back in a room, and mostly this will come with solitude. See, the world keeps us busy so much with work, kids, partying, sports, all this other stuff. That a person, the everyday person, doesn't have the ability to get time and solitude to understand what their trauma is and how to properly deal with it and overcome it, Because once you properly deal with your trauma and you overcome your trauma, you are a fucking machine. Your fucking life and your energy just goes from here way up, way up. It just goes way up. Like once you realize what your trauma is and you fucking nip it in the bud, everything starts to change in your world almost instantaneously. The way you feel, the way you wake up in the morning, the way you go to bed at night, the way you love your partner, the way you treat your children. Find what your trauma is and nip it. And if you don't know what it is, but you know you have it, find time to do some solitude, man. Once you're in solitude, like, no phone, no TV, no internet, and you really just ponder on people and yourself and who you love and who you kind of hate or who you kind of dislike, and you work on that every day, just like you work out at the gym. You work out at the gym every day. You smoke a cigarette every day. Whatever it is you do, you pick up. You have a fucking cocktail every day. Same thing every day. Just work on that trauma, because once you beat it, you're gonna open up an energy level, because it's an energy blockage. Your trauma is an energy blockage, and once you defeat that, get through that, you're gonna fucking the person you see. Because I always fuck people up on this one, man, because when they look in the mirror, they see themselves, right? They see their physical attributes, right? Oh, and then they fall in love with that, or they hate that. Look deeper when you're in that mirror. They say the eyes are the window to the soul. Look into those eyes. And when you meditate, it's the same thing. When you look into a higher level of consciousness about who you are and how special you truly are, and how strong and how far you've come, and what you've accomplished. Some people be like, oh yeah, well, I didn't make $1 million. I didn't make, I really wanted to make 200,000 this year. I really wanted to make 100,000 this year. I really didn't, fuck all that. I'm talking about, look at where you came from, and look at who you were, and then look at who you are now. That's how you measure that. And by nipping this trauma in the bud, like I said, you're going to take yourself from an energy level that's fucking down here, way up here. And you got to fucking get it done, man. I mean, people have trauma. They don't even know they have trauma with their parents, due to their parents or due to their siblings or due to their kids or due to work, or, a certain boss or a certain job or a certain relationship that you're in. Take those fucking traumas and nip them in the bud, and when you do, watch how beautiful your energy starts to become. Like, jealousy is a sick word, and most of it comes from trauma that you have and haven't dealt with, or trauma that you don't even know you have, and you have to fucking take the time. And I know you're busy, but take the time and find it for real. And do little things for your relationship, for your relationship partner. My mother always used to tell me, a man thinks a woman needs these big things. A woman only likes the small things, right? Like, you go into the gas station, right? I always use this one. Like, you go to the gas station, just get her something. Just get her something. Anything. Soda, candy, water, Swedish fish. Every time I go to the gas station, I get my lady Swedish fish. I know she likes it. I know she hates it because, it adds on to her figure. But, it's the little thoughts that count every day. All these little thoughts that you can do build up way more and more frequently than something real big that you just wish you could do for him or her, or something you can just, once I get enough, I'm going to be able to do the little things that you can do, because the little things build up to be big things. So you'll be able to do that 100% for sure. And don't worry, next weekend, I believe we have the Red Party going down. The Regulators Red Party. going down February 11th. Make sure you inbox me or the Regulators page to come through and have a, this is the Regulators Give Back to our friends and family party. We're gonna supply the drinks and the cocktails, and we're gonna be dancing all night long to 80s classic rock, 80s hip hop. It's always a good time, man. You wear red, you get in, we have a good time, and it's early enough for you to be done. So if you want to go out, you can go out. So I think we're starting at around 7:30 or 8 o'clock. So just we hope to see everybody down there. It's going to be a good time. And for all my friends and family that are out in the city, swing through, holla at your boy. We gonna be